Hey everybody, this is Bonnie Barker with Bonnie Bay Crochet and welcome to Friday Fun Live. And as you can see, I'm not at home. I thought I would be, but I had the joy of being able to stay a little bit longer to help my daughter with her new baby. So it's been a fun week. This has been my home on the couch for the last several nights. So excuse me, as you can see, I still have that cough. So thanks for being patient in advance on that. But so glad to be here. And I honestly don't have a huge agenda today. And since I did not plan on being away from home, I don't have a lot of stuff to show you, but I thought this would be a fun time for us to catch up. And I do have a couple of things that I need to let you know about, but I don't have a lot of stuff. So I'm going to just try to focus mainly on the live chat today. And definitely look forward to that. So, Susan B, so glad that you could join us. She says, ready for some body time. Well, that's great. Hope everyone is having a great day. Yeah. Was able to sleep in a little bit late today. So I'll be ready to go here. Um, we have a little, for those of you who don't know, a little brand new, actually two new grandsons, our first grandchildren at all. Were born earlier, I guess mid to late August, born within 8 days of each other. So no, they're not twins. One is for my daughter, and the other is my son and daughter-in-law's child. So, well, obviously my daughter and son-in-law. But anyway, um, we've been just trying to, get used to all this new fun things in life, and I've been uh, just reminded of how much work this is. So you ladies out there who are moms, take time that you can for yourself, because it's a tall order. It's a very important job, probably the most important job that I know I personally have ever had. Also the most work of any job I've ever had, being a mom. So, and it's just a joy and a privilege to do that. So anyway, well, Marie, good to see you in our chat. And Kelly, always good to see your comments, my friend. Says she's watching and listening from Tucson, Arizona. Um, Mountain Lemon is on fire. Oh dear. Um, and so we have Wanda Gordon from sunny Bahama, North Carolina. Wants to know, how are those precious little grandsons? Excuse me. By the grace of God, they are doing well and growing and hitting their weight marks. So we're really, really happy about that. And thank you, Alana, for your sweet comment. And Sandra Harper says, "Good morning, Yarnies from Southern California." And wow. Oh, thank you so much, Terry. I mean, my goodness, Archer Nace. I so appreciate it. Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and write that down. Hold on a second. Give me a minute to make a note of this. I don't have pencil and paper, so I'm going to do it as we speak here. So thank you so much for that super chat donation. That brings us up to $65, um, towards our usual $100 or more goal towards our charities. And the next one, I believe, is going to be, there you go. Some baby noises in the background. We're midway through a feeding there, so things are always busy here. It's either leading up to a feeding or ramping down from a feeding and trying to get somebody to sleep. And the whole everything has just been around that. So anyway, um, thank you again. Talking about the donation, thank you so much, Terry, for your just continued support. Again, sorry I missed you guys at Pittsburgh. I know it's been a rough season. So thank you for your that much more for your generosity towards us. Um, we have a couple of charities, actually a few, that we like to support here and there. And one is Rancho 3M. You can look that up online, Rancho 3M. I believe I don't know if it's .org, but you can look that up. It's an orphanage, a Christian orphanage um, for underprivileged children as well as children who've just been abandoned and who live at the compound. My daughter Becky and I have been there personally. It's a wonderful work. It's a hard work. It's a good a good way to give. And the other is Samaritan's, not okay, Samaritan's Purse is another one we like to support, which supports disaster relief throughout the United States and around the world. And another is Shriners Hospital for Children. And we have people in our chat. In fact, one of our administrators who has been a patient at Shriners, and they don't charge their patients. They do a lot of just fantastic work. I won't even try to cover all that they do for kids, but it's a lot and it's a great work. So anyway, thank you for that again, Terry. And, oh, we have Joyce. She says, "First timer from near Niagara Falls, New York." Wow. Well, welcome, Joyce. We're so glad you're here. I so want to see Niagara Falls someday. That's one thing that's still on my list. I want to see. And I've not been able to personally go there. So I'd like to maybe take a drive up there sometime. And um, yeah, thank you, Alana, for welcoming Joyce. That is so sweet of you. And Wanda too. You guys are so great. And just to let you know, Joyce, this is a very encouraging, uplifting group of people here. We try our best to not tolerate um, some of the things that are not positive and encouraging. We try to, let those folks know that, we play nice here, and it's about the craft. It's about encouraging each other, and it's just a good place for me to be. I just love this group of people. And we have Julie from Louisville, Kentucky. Hope I said it right. I know it's not Louisville, it's Louisville. I have some wonderful, wonderful friends of mine living in your town there, Julie. And we have Brat's mom. Hey, Linda. Good morning to you. Thank you for um, your sweet greeting. And she's joining us from a pleasant but misty Southwest Chicago suburbs. Excellent. And again, Archer Nace, so good to see you. And Wanda Gordon and Yolanda. She says, "Hello, new here. I'm Yolanda. Welcome, Yolanda. I'm so glad you could join us." Again, you're catching us. Both of you who are new, you're catching us on kind of a, excuse me, kind of an interesting transition because I was planning on being, like I explained, I was planning on being at home in Maryland. Instead, I'm still with my children down here in Georgia. I'll be flying home tomorrow, so I'll be flying out of Atlanta, and looking forward to that. Actually, looking forward to meeting a friend of mine from high school who works. He actually works on those big Delta engines, and so he said he would find me tomorrow. I haven't seen him. We marched in a high school marching band together back in the late '70s. It's been a while. So a really great friend. He's got a wonderful family and everything. And it'll be just really fun just to connect, after so many years, just by going through an airport. So that's gonna be fun. And we have Angie and Wildflower 2000. Welcome to our channel, coming to us from Utah. And thank you for the congratulations. Excuse me, I'm sorry. This cough, I am well. I feel fine. But whatever this thing is that's gone around, for those of you who didn't join us last week, I kind of made it through the broadcast feeling better, but the cough is just there. Um, I don't know if it was something like RSV or something like that I had picked up, but it was very COVID-like, tested negative for COVID. Um, the actual illness, whatever, it lasted about a week, and then I was over it, but then the cough just remains. So if you guys don't mind praying for me, those of you who do pray, I would really appreciate it because I'll be teaching. Excuse me. Let me go ahead and tell you the details of that. I'm going to be My plan is to be teaching next week, next Thursday and Friday. So I'm going to be flying out Wednesday. Going to be flying out to Dallas for the DFW Fiber Fest. And for those of you in the area, it's going to be at the Irving Convention Center in Irving, Texas, September 14th through the 17th. The the classes are going to be Thursday, I believe, through Sunday. I'm going to be teaching Thursday and Friday, but we'll be around in the marketplace for a little bit on Saturday. And I'm so excited. I'm going to be getting together, having lunch with Tiffany Hansen. For those of you who know Tiffany, I got to meet her in Pittsburgh just a few weeks ago. Delightful young lady. Looking forward to getting to know her. We're going to try to do a collaboration together. We'll see. So be looking for that in the future. Really, a delightful young lady, and she does have a YouTube channel. I believe it's called Tiffany Hansen Crochet. So you can always check her out. She's got a bunch of subscribers, so she's got a lot of excellent content. Very positive, uplifting kind of a gal. So anyway, going to be doing that, and let me tell you some of the classes I'm going to be teaching. I'm going to be teaching my standby classes. I love crochet cables and the big and bold cables class. These are both for intermediates. Teaching two brand new classes. I'm not new to the content, but this is the first time, actually one of them, first time I'll be teaching it at all, and that is tassels, fringe, and other knotty trims. It's just how to add. I even have an example here. This is an Afghan that's was actually in one of my very first leaflets, Aran Afghans to Crochet, and it's the one on the back cover. This is the tan sampler, and I'm going to be talking about adding, how to do knotted fringe, how to do single fringe, how to how to do other ways of creatively knotting fringe that I have not even used in my designs yet. So there is new content to this class that I have not even fleshed out in a real design yet. I'm really excited about that. And we're also going to learn how to make a beautiful tassel, like really beautiful tassels. So if you are interested in that class, we actually have room at all the classes. The two cabling classes, I believe, are starting to fill up. So if you're interested in those, um, the online registration is no longer active, but if you are in the area, and you can go to the registration when you come to the conference, and you can still sign up for these classes. I have a lot of space in the last two, the tassels and the fringe class. Excuse me. And I also have a lot of space left in the taking photos of your fiber work. We changed the title with the lady in Dallas. She says, why don't we change this to taking great photos of your fiber work, which actually fits better because the original title was taking great photos of your crochet, mostly because I'm crochet oriented on our channel here. But this class will apply. You do not have to be a crocheter or a knitter or anything. If you even have a friend who is coming along with you to a conference like this, and they don't crochet or knit and not really interested, this is a class that I think anybody would enjoy, especially if you just want to get to the next level on your photography. I've been able to benefit for many years from my children and my son-in-law, who are all cinematic arts major. They majored in making film, and they have made films. And but we grew up. My kids grew up with us, and we learned a lot of things together. And then eventually they've kind of gone way beyond with their skill level. My son is a professional cinematographer, really, and works making a living doing that now. Um, Let me get Hannah's message here. Okay, thank you, Hannah. So anyway, the class taking great pictures, great photos of your fiber work is also one of the classes that I'll be teaching in Dallas. I have some very inexpensive equipment that I'm going to be bringing to show you that really will help you, especially if you're um, if you have a small online store where you want to sell your crafts. And we all know that the first thing that we notice about either watching a YouTube video or looking at things online that we might be interested in purchasing is the photography. It's one of those things that you don't really notice, or nobody really talks about it but if the photography is not good, it's not going to catch your eye. And so we're going to be talking a lot about how to make your photographs, even if the best camera you have is this one in your phone. I mean, if all you have is a phone, you're fine. The optics in your phones these days are hands down, I can't even put a number on it, are just so much better than what we used to have growing up with the point and shoot cameras. If you have a 35 millimeter, or I should say, a digital camera with, let's say, a larger lens, bring it, and we can work with that as well. But it's not required that you have a fancy camera. Just the phone that you have is sufficient for this class. And we can do so many great things with this. And again, it's just going to be a very basic class, but I think you'll um, maybe come away with something a little bit more than what you might have now. If of course, if you're not already a professional photographer, if you're already a professional photographer, um, you don't need this. But anyway, but I'm really looking forward to that class again, and that's at the DFW Fiber Festival, September 14th through the 17th in Irving, Texas. And if you need more information, just you can email me, bonniebay@me.com, or you can check out the DFW Fiber Festival information online. I don't think I put the link in the video description today, but you can email me and I can get that to you. All right. Let's get back to the chat here. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, I am way behind already. Well, let me. All right. So we have CTB Woods. Thank you for joining us, and thanks for the congrats. And Rebecca, thank you for joining us. And is it Chusa? Okay, is it Linda? Maybe it's Linda. Thank you so much on your congrats too. And Irene, yes, you did make it here today. Good for you. And Marlena says, first time listening from Grand Blanc, Michigan. Wow. Well, welcome, Marlena. We're so glad that you're here. Wow, there's several new folks today. And Red Hook, so good to see you. Had a great time in Pittsburgh. Um, and Irene, thank you so much for your sweet words. And Swati, thank you that you can join us. She says, not sure if I can hang out much today, work again, but I hope everyone is well here from LA. Well, Swati, we hope you are well. Hope you and your mom and everybody are doing well. And Luis from, oh, good after, says, hi, good afternoon from Maryland. My first time joining live. Well, Luis, thank you. I am a fellow Marylander as well, but I'm down here in Georgia today, but I hope to be um, hope to be in Maryland tomorrow evening. Um, and let me just make one other thing, mention one other thing. Next week's live will have to be canceled because I'm going to be teaching in Dallas. I'm going to actually be trying to get food in between classes on the Friday. And I'm not going to be able to do this Thursday because I'll be teaching and I'm going to be meeting with folks on Saturday. So I'm just going to have to just plain out cancel Friday Fun for next week. But the following week, I hope to have lots of things to tell you about. Um, excuse me again. So yeah, lots going on. So I just wanted to let y'all know, and I'll be posting online about this too, that I won't be going live next week. But whenever I do the conferences thing and things like that, it just so inspires me for so much more going forward in the future. So and I hope to meet some of you there. Looking forward to that. And we have Louise B. Stewart. She's hi, good afternoon from Okay, I just read that. Okay, okay. Did it twice, Louise. Sorry. And Josie says a few minutes late, but hello everyone. How are you doing, Bonnie? How are your new grandbabies doing? Doing well by the grace of God, Josie. Thank you so much for asking about them. They've pretty much been my whole world the last week or so, and oh, wow. So we have a couple people. Irene says hi to Marla. She's in Michigan too. And Randy, good morning to you from Silver Spring. Wow. Just remember, mom has to say no, but grandmas get to say yes. Once we get to that point, yes, that's going to be fun. But I am going to respect my children's wishes as much as I possibly can, just to let you all know that I want to play nice. I want to be able to be welcomed whenever I want to come. So yeah, but it's been a joy. It's been a joy. I must confess, I've taken some video of some of these little guys where they're dreaming and their eyes are moving back and forth and they're smiling in their sleep. What babies dream of, who knows but God. But it's just amazing. Um, just to behold, these little people. It's just amazing to me. I lack words to describe it. Um Yeah, Wanda Gordon, you're so sweet. You all are so sweet and welcoming new people. Thank you for doing that. And Beth, thank you so much for your comment. She says, I hope moms and babies are doing well. Yes, by the grace of God, they are doing well. And Dawn, she says, living in New Mexico, tired of triple digit weather. Ugh. Yeah, that's pretty typical this time of the year. So hopefully that'll all be changing here in Georgia. I noticed it was like 65 degrees this morning, which is amazing. So, yeah, nice, comfortable weather. She said, I'm reading the comments and I love the warmth. Yeah, so sweet. And we have Shahina in the chat. Welcome, Shahina. I hope things are going well for you. And Patty from Vegas. Whoa. And oh, thank you, Archer Nace. I love you too. You are such a sweetheart. Um, you are so kind and generous. I so appreciate that. Hope things go well for you with the job and all this year. Um, and Rachel, what a beautiful name. She says, hello, Bonnie from Southeast Arizona. Love your channel and content. Thank you for all you do. Oh, thank you, Rachel. This is such a joy to be here and do this. I never would have dreamed, even 10 years ago, um, that this was even going to be possible. I don't think most people didn't have this in mind. I certainly didn't, but this is great. Um, and Sandra says, hi, Patty. I was just in your city in Vegas a week ago, and they had a lot of rain, flooding. Hope you all are good. Yes. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, it's tough when you get a lot of rain in the desert because there's no place for the rain to go because the ground is so hard. And Shahina, she said, oh wow, wondering where you are in Georgia. Um, we are where are we? I'm just gonna say, just because this is a public channel, we are southwest of Atlanta, and just leave it at that. You can contact me privately if you want to know more. Just a little hesitant to get too specific. Um, hey, love to craft. So glad that you're here. And Kim from El Paso, Texas. Good morning to you. I remember El Paso. I spent a couple of days there recovering from something not so nice that I picked up when I was in Juarez at the Rancho 3M, actually, at the Rancho 3M camp. And thank you for your prayers, Irene. I appreciate that. And Jessica joins us from a rainy Ohio, making paw gloves at work. That's interesting. And Gail from Alaska. Golly, so glad to have you here. And Vicky, congrats on the babies and new title, Grandma. Checking in from Fairfax, Virginia. Oh, I know Fairfax. You're across the Potomac from me, my dear. Um, yeah, used to go to Fairfax a lot and pass through there every time I head back home, driving, like flying over this time. So that'll be kind of nice. And thank you, Wanda, for your prayers. I so appreciate that. Yeah, she says, hope Hannah is doing well. Wanda, if you want to add both of us to the list, that will not hurt. I'm sure Hannah will not mind that one bit. Yeah, things, life can get a little tough, can kind of squeeze you at times, and we're kind of in that right now. But with the grace of God, we'll make it through. And Denise, good afternoon to you. Give you a wave back, and thank you, Dawn, for your prayers. I so appreciate that. I was jokingly, telling folks most of my calories are coming from cough drops these days. So it's kind of interesting. Um, And Lynn, my friend and sister from Chicago, I can't wait to meet you, girly. She said, I've been missing you all. Been busy with the Saints. I've been watching. So excited to be here. Thank you, Lynn. Just thinking about you and your family and your sister all the time. Well, at times, when Lord brings it to mind, just to pray for you all. Just praying for resolution in that area. Um, and Sandra, my neighbor, how you doing? My Georgia friend. And y- let's see. Geez, Sandra says, hope all is well today. Yeah. And Hannah is just sending me a message here. Let me see. And Shahina wanted to know which one of my books was at Hobby Lobby that I posted not long ago about it. I think the one they have at Hobby Lobby in a lot of the locations is called Super Scarves to Crochet. Um, Another name for super scarf really is a stole. It's just a scarf that's 12 to 14 inches or more wide. Um, and I think I have a video on the channel demonstrating how or not, but one thing I encourage people, if you don't want a huge scarf that's 10 feet long, you don't have to make it as long as the design calls for. You can make it any length. You can make it into a nice wrap or a stole if you don't want a super scarf. But if you want a super scarf, go ahead. Another thing you can do is change the size of the yarn that you use. Most of those patterns use, I believe, a size 4 or a worsted or an Aran weight yarn. If you size it down to, I don't really have thin yarn here, but if you size it down to much thinner yarn, like a size 1, like a sock weight yarn or a sport weight yarn, you get a narrower scarf that's more normal size, but you still can maintain the same texture of the design, which is an option. I've done that with one of the designs. Oh, I know it was. That was from a different leaflet, though. Yeah, I did. There's another super scarf leaflet. It's a small leaflet that I actually worked up one of the designs in a smaller yarn, and yeah, I enjoy it just as well. So just an idea, yeah. But it is that one. Hopefully that answers your question there. Yeah, Shahina. Um, okay, thank you, Hannah. Thanks. Jay Liz is recommending Dr. Stella MD as a supplement for respiratory recovery that helped her out with her cough, and she really suggested. Okay, I'll have to look into that. Thank you for that recommendation. So thankfully, it's not been a breathing problem. It's just been mostly a continual cough. Did he want to make an appearance? He's a little bit awake. Do you want me to? Is that okay? We don't have to. You guys want to see my little guy here? Oh my goodness. He's awake. Oh gosh, you guys ready? This is the best thing I could show you all day. Look at this little guy. Look at this guy. He is awake. He's 3 weeks old today. Hey, Rex. Uh-oh. Oh, yawn. Aren't these guys amazing? Say hi. You say hi? Uh-oh. He's getting that face like, I want to fill a diaper. Are you going to do this? Really? Okay. I'm going to let mommy have you. Okay, say goodbye. Bye. Like, what are they? What are you doing? Oh my goodness. He likes, look at this guy. I have to, this is the best TV yet. Look at you. I think he's looking at the blinds behind me. They have a lot of light, like lines. They love looking at these light and dark contrast. Look at you. Okay, grandma's distracted. Woo. Here we go. Hold on. I can't drop you. There we go. Passed you to mama. All right. So that's what we've been doing. um, that's what we've been doing continually. That's one of them. The other baby's across town and just as adorable. thankfully, my daughter-in-law's mom has been in town for really more than a month helping them out. So Becky's the one who needs a little bit more help for now. But you're doing great. Becky's doing great. So thank you for in advance you all for any prayers you want to throw up to the Lord our way. We would be so grateful. Okay. Um, yeah, Kelly says, I hear the baby. Yeah, that was the baby. um, I just wanted to make sure sometimes the baby gets a certain face and you know what he's doing. He's working hard and looks like he's not going to go to sleep. He's pretty alert. Yeah. Yeah. He's doing well. Excuse me. Hannah, thank you for being in there for us, my dear. Getting back to where I was in the chat. Uh, Denise says, two new grandbabies. I missed one because I was on vacation. Congratulations. Well, thank you, Denise. Yeah, I didn't want to show any photos to until I had permission. Still waiting on permissions about the other baby. So I mean, just want to just be careful about, sharing too many details here. But yeah, pictures are okay, I guess. He's just really much more alert. And just in the 5 days that I've been here, he's much more alert now with wide open eyes and looking at his world. It's pretty amazing seeing this little guy change in just a matter of a few days. And Luis wants to know, how long is this live, please? Usually, Luis, I go about an hour. I don't know how long I'll be going today. I'm going to try to get through most all the comments as I can. Don't really have a whole lot. So usually about an hour is what we shoot for. Um, but you're welcome to come and go as you please. I mean, uh, again, this is unusual being away from home. So I don't have as many goodies to show you. But let me talk about a few goodies here. The braided Christmas tree skirt is now available. There was a problem earlier in the week with with the link to the Lovecrafts channel. That has been fixed, so it is now working. Unfortunately, I have nothing to do with that. It was on Lovecraft's end, but the link is excuse me, the link is now working. I also have this available in my Etsy store for those of you who like that space. All right. And I have to tell you, this week, there is a new video coming out with my friend Laura from Jewel Designs. That's spelled Jul. And I do have a link in the video description. She has these new buttons. They're called pestle buttons, which are fantastic for connecting your crochet. They just pop on or pop off, very secure and very beautiful. There's going to be a video about them on Monday, and it is a longer video. It's about 20-25 minutes. And it's because she goes into detail as to how to style your fiber wear in different ways using both a traditionally shaped scarf as well as an asymmetrical shaped scarf and the traditional scarf or shawl. So she has these new buttons available. If you want to take a peek preview and look at her site, there is her website listed below, jeweldesigns.com. Again, Jul, not Jewl. And there is a discount coupon code, and that's just in capital letters, my name, Bonnie, and you can get 15% off any order. And she's going to also mention this in the video that I release on Monday, but she's trying to determine what to carry in her stock. So whether to get these particular style in kind of a nickel brushed nickel look or glossy look, and she's kind of looking for input from the public, whether you like one or the other, and she's going to make both available for a short time until her stock is depleted. But then going forward, she's going to be committing to one or the other. And so she was asking in the video, and she'll be asking also on her webpage, which do you prefer? And that way she'll know. And this is from people who actually purchase things, not just from the general whoever, but just people who buy them. They are available now, but again, they will not be enough there to last for a long time. But I will say I have been a friend of Laura for a while. I Wonderful gal. I wholeheartedly endorse what she does. And I wear many of her fixtures on my shawls. That's pretty much what I wear. And where was I going with this? These pestle buttons are a game changer. I will say that I've had the screw in types before, and I still have those on a couple of my designs, but these new buttons are very different. They are fast, they're easy, they're secure, and I think you're going to really love them. So if you can look at that video when it comes out on Monday, um, it would be a blessing just to know, the input from you all. Okay, so Hannah, excuse me, sent this from Josie. Will the tree skirt work for a real tree given that the base that holds it is much larger than the base for a fake one? Most tree skirt patterns I see are for fake trees, but we always do real trees. We always do real trees too, Josie. It will, I mean, it leaves a hole in the middle about like this. I forget the actual diameter, but you can wrap it around. Um, and it still, I believe, leaves room to water the tree. So yeah, I had this made with live trees in mind for sure. And I have to tell you a funny story real quick. I met this delightful woman in Pittsburgh. I forget her name, but she taught these really cool classes. And she's a Jewish woman, and she had this beautiful idea for a Christmas tree skirt. So she made her Christmas tree skirt, and because of her Jewish background, they don't use Christmas tree skirts. And because of that, she forgot to put a hole in the middle that around the tree. And it was just so funny because she was telling this story with her teenage daughter there with us, and her daughter was just laughing, and she's like, "Mom, you forgot the hole." And she's like, "Yeah, it was hilarious." And I think she rectified that and redid it and everything, but it was just, I thought it was great. It was great. Just just that was the wonderful thing too about these conferences is you're meeting people that are not like yourself. And to me, that's wonderful and that's delightful, getting to learn more about other people, um, and the things that they like, the things that they do. It's yeah. Anyway, we had a meal or two together at the conference. I'm sorry I can't remember this woman's name, but she was just very gregarious. She was just out there, just fun to be around. So anyway, I had to tell that about the Christmas tree skirt. Excuse me. And I have to tell you, I've already gotten a photo back from somebody. I hope to share it in the next day or two, if they send me the picture. And they've already completed this Christmas tree skirt, and it hasn't even been a week. This just came out on Monday. This is Friday. This is like what 4 days later, and she's already had time to go out, get the yarn, totally crochet this thing, and be done with it. And it looks great. And this Christmas tree skirt, it's the braided Christmas tree skirt. It's on the channel. Again, in my Lovecraft store, also on my watch channel. That's the paid subscriber channel. And whenever you join that, there are a lot of complimentary, i.e., free. It's not really free because you're paying a fee. So that's why I say complimentary patterns. That's probably the biggest perk about that. Plus, there are no interruptions with commercials or spam or any of that stuff. I'm not trying to double sell you. There are no pop-ups. I don't If you ever go to my website, you will not be interrupted by those aggravating pop-ups that just buy, buy, buy. I just try to provide the information, clutter-free. And it's not a that's not a that's not a condemnation or anything on people who do those. I mean, I understand, people are trying to make a living and that's why they do that. I just have my husband and my kids are like, Mom, please don't do that. And I was like, I don't want to do that either. So I may be taking a cut, in an income level at some point, but that's okay with me because I don't want to aggravate my followers in that way. I know there are commercials on my YouTube channel that greatly helps me. But again, if you want ad free and complimentary patterns and exclusive content, you can check out the watch.bonniebaycrochet.com channel. If you have any questions, you can always email me, bonniebay@me.com. And there are actually a couple of designing classes that are exclusive to the Watch channel that are available for watching. Each of those have, I think, 3 or 4 part series to them. And I may be adding future classes onto the channel going forward. I'm thinking about it, but anyway, thinking about some other things I'll maybe adding to that as well in the fall. I'm still just in the thought phase of it because I need to be careful to not do more than I can physically do. That's kind of where the limitation comes in. You hit the 60, the 60 party, the age 60 group. And, I joined that club earlier this year. So, and I'm happy to be a part of that club. I just have to be reasonable and, what I can and can't do, especially now that I have grandchildren to visit. So, anyway, um, Marlena, welcome to our channel. That's a good question, Hannah. Um, let's see. Josie wants to know if she can use a 6 weight yarn instead of using 2 strands of yarn. Um, that possibly could work. In that case, you would only need 1,000 yards, not 2,000. Okay. Did I say 2,000? Wait, a minute, no, wait. Let me do that again. In that case, you would need, yeah, that's right. Is it takes 10 balls that are 201 yards each. And there's a little bit left over. So two, yeah. So you need about 1,000 yards of that. But on the other, but the one thing you have to consider, I don't know which number 6 yarn that you have. Do I have any 6 weights? Is this a 6 weight? Let me look at this. These are old balls of yarn. No, this is only a 5 weight. It depends on the number 6 weight that you use because as you know, let's say not all number 6 weights are the same width. Some are thicker than others. And that goes for all of yarn in any category. There's a variance. So if it's, what you can even do is hold when you go yarn shopping, if that's what you're going to do, is hold, 2 strands of, let's say, the Red Heart yarns together that I know they're going to have in the store and compare that. How does that feel in your hand with the 6? Does it feel about the same? And if it does, then go for it. Yeah, then you only would need 1,000 yards of the number 6. But you know that number 6 weight is probably going to cost a lot more. But yeah, that you could do. In fact, one reason why I didn't go with a thicker yarn is I went with a thicker yarn for a project in the past, thinking that it was going to be thicker than it really was. And it was just a little disappointing to me. But I knew that if I held 2 worsted weight yarns together, it would work. And I also know that a lot of you have a lot more number 4 weights in your yarn stash. And another thing that you can do, I'm sorry I don't have a photo to show you, but what you can do with that braided um, Christmas tree skirt project is you can use other colors too. I think that would look fabulous in like a champagne white or an off-white Aran color. I think it would look great in more of a deeper red or like a wine color. The colors, whatever, you find a light gray color might look really nice or just whatever you like. I would probably avoid using green because the tree has already a lot of green. Um, but yeah, experiment with that. The whites, the deeper reds, the grays, maybe even a gold would look really nice for the Christmas tree skirt, and if you want it to be something that matches more your home decor. So yeah, or even a blue, Christmas blue could look really nice. All right. Um, Kelly says she's crocheting a newsboy pumpkin beanie. Wow, sweet. And Marlena, welcome. Says another first time watcher. Yeah, welcome to our channel, Marlena. And Carol Berry, thank you for all you do from Hickory, North Carolina. I know where Hickory is. I think I may have even been there before or traveled through it, Carol, on the ways back and forth to the Carolinas. And Bonnie L says, hello from cool Niagara Falls. Hope you're feeling better, Grandma. You need to get healthy for those little ones. Yeah, I am over it, Bonnie. That's the funny thing. I'm over it. It's just the cough is just not wanting to let go entirely. We have Lynn from Quebec, Canada. Yeah, hoping everyone's having a wonderful Friday. Yes, ma'am. Um, Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for your sweet prayers. And Hannah, thanks again for being there, my dear. Um, and Bonnie L says, hey, Hannah, how's the new auntie? Hannah says she's lonely, overwhelmed with school, tired of summer. But other than that, I'm doing great. Eager to meet the nephews. Yeah, Hannah is a saint, y'all. Just please pray for her. She's got a lot going on. She's trying to study, hadn't been in school in a long time, and school is hard. And some people have these, different people have different brains. Some have the brains that you just once exposed to something, it sticks forever. That's not the way my brain works. And I know my poor girl Hannah, that's not the way her brain works either. And which is okay. I mean, it's normal that you have to study and dig deep for it. And it's just a little harder to do when you're caring for somebody who needs your help here and there. But I think, yeah, Hannah's doing what she can, and she's doing a brilliant job. But just please pray for her, just for strength through the season. And Randy W, it's good to see you in the chat from a fellow Marylander. Well, we need to do something for us Marylanders. We need to get together sometime, y'all. We have Jay Liz in the chat. She says babies dream of being back in their nice warm waterbed. Yep, they probably won't fit at this point, but yep, that's probably pretty much it. That's all they know. But it is fun to watch them explore. We have Mary from St. Petersburg, Florida. Hey, Mary, welcome to Friday Fun from my original home state, my birth state of Florida. And thank you, Jay Liz, for your congrats. I appreciate that. And Nicole from Ontario, Canada. Wow, getting a lot of Canadians in here today. That's wonderful. And yeah, Bonnie's consoling Hannah. Thank you so much for your kind words to her. And Marlena says, I have 7 grandkids, and my youngest grandson and I are besties from day one. At 15, he still hangs out with Nanny. I'm so blessed. A great grandchild due in December. Wow. That is amazing to be able to have 4 generations, Marlena. That is indeed a blessing. And Shahina, it's good to see you in the chat again. I think I already got your question from Hannah earlier. And let's see. Oh, somebody's joining us again.
Wide awake.
He's wide awake again. Oh
He's
dear.
awake. He's never went to sleep.
Wow. I'm making my way slowly through. We have Vikunimi. She says, hi, Bonnie. I'm late, but here from France. Oh, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that beautiful name of yours, but welcome. Wow. So you guys are in the afternoon, evening, probably ready for supper, right? I guess about 6 hours ahead. Is that right? 6? 4? France? That's about 6 hours. Yeah. Trying to remember all the time changes
Yeah,
because
6
we've
hours.
we've been there.
6.
It's been a while. We went through just a little piece of it back in 2019. Is he hungry again? No way. Pull out a steak out of the freezer and get it ready for him. Mm. This is an eating machine here. Yeah. Thank you, Sandra, for your prayers for tomorrow. I appreciate that. Got me one of those cheap Spirit flights. I mean, I don't know if you all do much flying. I don't do a whole lot. Uh, yeah, the last time I was flying home from overseas in the fall of it's been about a year. Wow. But yeah, the airlines prices have really dropped, past Labor Day weekend since everybody's in school and everything. I was able to get a really inexpensive flight. Those under $100 flights online are real, guys. In fact, yeah, I had to pay for a bag, and I gave him an extra $7 so I could pick a seat so I could be near the front, excuse me, near the front of the plane instead of at the back of the plane, and the ticket was still $76. I mean, to fly from Atlanta to BWI outside of Washington, DC. So, I mean, I can't even drive it for that price. So I'm looking forward to being able to fly back on that big yellow bird tomorrow. So thank you for the prayer, Sandra. I appreciate that. I love flying. I really enjoy the whole process of it. Um, as long as things end up the way they're supposed to, I'm good. Oh, thank you, Beth. So good to see you in the chat. Sorry again that we missed you guys in Pittsburgh, but maybe 2024 is the year. And oh, you guys saw Rex. Everybody's yeah, it's just I'm finally catching up to that. And Vicky, oh, thank you guys. And Nicole, thank you for your kind comments there. Um, yes, Archer Nay says he's beautiful, and Marlena like the heart. Yep, yeah. This little Hannah says little furrowed brow. You're not, mommy. Yeah, he's funny. He's a cute little kid. Yeah, they both are. They both are. Um, And Love to Craft says, I'll have to watch the rest later. I need to run some errands with my teenagers. Have a blessed weekend, everyone. Excellent. And Elaine says, such an amazing baby. Love them when they are that little. Yes, ma'am. And Luis, welcome. And thank you, Archernay. She says, I'm praying for both babies. Today is a blessed Mother Mary's birthday. Blessings on baby Rex. Thank you so much. Um, and Wanda says, Rex is an answered. Yes. Gonna get to me here is what an answered prayer looks like. Yes, it is. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, this is actually my daughter's second pregnancy. She was not able to carry the first very long. So we are just doubly blessed that she was able to bring this guy full circle. And okay, so another question below from Randy W. Which of your books and or tutorials would you suggest for learning how to crochet cables and braids? Is there a step progressive way to learn it? Um, well, that's a tricky question. I do have a lot of videos online, so I would recommend scarves. I do have a lot of scarves. I do have. Um, I'm trying to think. I do have a book that teaches a lot of that, but it's the first book that I published was back in I think it was the book with F and W Media, which became Interweave, which then later got transferred to Penguin Random House. That was published, I believe it was in 2014. And there are lots of all that in there. The braids, I think the braids are in there. Yeah, is in there. Um, and a lot of the other cables, unfortunately, I mean, these do not have videos attached to them. There are a few designs in there that do have videos, but keep in mind that that was published back before videos were an instant expected thing. Back when those were being published, which was just under 10 years ago, um, that's when people were still using CDs, DVDs, and things like that. If you guys remember what those were. um, we still have many of them in our house, so we know what they are. But now a lot of things are available with video. I'm trying to think. I do have a book called Cable Crochet Made Easy. I don't have a copy of it with me, but in this particular book, it's available both as a PDF download as well as a physical book from Amazon.com. If you go to Amazon and you just look up Bonnie Barker Crochet, it'll show all the books that I have. That one does have video tutorials for every design in a book. So that was back in, was it 15 maybe? I have to look, I forget the application years, 16 or 2018. I think it was maybe 2018. So that's one that has the videos that will step you through the design process. If you just want to learn how to work the individual stitches, if you look uh, on my homepage of my YouTube channel and go under playlist, and there is a stitch list there. You can even just practice swatches. I would just say do that. Practice on some of those and just make small swatches of the stitches. That's pretty much what we do in the classes as we step by step go through many of these stitches right there in class. Of course, we do it in only 3 hours, so it's an intense 3 hours in the class. Um, and of course, the class has the backup of looking at that same very list later on to help them remember the things that they may not have covered or understood the first pass. So that's what I would suggest is just go through that playlist and then you can decide, which designs you might be interested in making. Um, and also, like I tell my classes in person, if you don't get it the first time, don't worry about it. Just keep trying because oftentimes it takes more than, like riding a bike or even walking, learning a baby learning to walk. I mean, you don't, I know we're not babies anymore, but learning things, this is a hard thing to learn for the very first time or at least first exposure and just give yourself time and space to learn it. But I have gotten the one of the most recent Facebook post I put up of a couple of throws that someone sent me. I mean, this even had the many of the stitches, including the Celtic weave and many of the cabling stitches done beautifully. And this person said they have not been crocheting quite a year yet. And I'm like, wow. I mean, to be able to have that kind of just control of the yarn, even in just a basic stitching as she had, is pretty phenomenal. Just being able to have the good enough tension to produce what she did, even if it was just in a basic granny square would have been amazing. But she was able to go from nothing to the cables within a year. So definitely take a look at that stitch list. And if you need further recommendations, you can always contact me, bonniebay@me.com. I'm the only one who answers that email. So definitely check that out. All right. Oh wow, Rachel said that she's expecting her first grandbaby in December. Congratulations. I hope everything goes well for them. And I will say, the peace of God, which in the Bible it says the peace of God passes all understanding. I will say that it is so true. Both, I will say that, and I'm speaking particularly to Rachel because expecting a grandbaby. It's a little, you can be on pins and needles when your daughter or your daughter-in-law goes into labor. But I will say that God is so good. We never know what the results are going to be or how things are going to go, but uh, everything went well. But you don't know that when you're in the midst of it and when they're in labor. But I never felt anxious about either one of them. And I think just God just gave me this peace that, I am with you no matter what. And that kept me calm. And in fact, my daughter-in-law was in labor as I was teaching a couple of the classes in Pittsburgh. And I couldn't have been more thankful for that distraction of teaching classes at that time because otherwise I might have been tempted, to be anxious and to worry. But, by the grace of God, there was no anxiety. It was just definitely anticipation and definitely a time for praying for them. But, it's like, wow, I expected to be much more of a basket case than I was. And it was, I think, just attributed to the grace of God there. So, Rochelle, if that helps, I hope everything goes well, and yeah, wish you all the best, my dear. We have Geetha in the chat. Geetha, welcome. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Um, and Jay Liz says, bought a 5 weight yarn and it works more like a 6 weight. Had to go buy an L and M hook so that the popcorn stitch would look right. Yeah, yeah. That's a good size yarn. Um, and Josie's talking to Hannah about what she's majoring in. Okay, and we are at 1 o'clock already. Lynn, thank you so much. Let me go ahead and write that down. So that brings us up to $75 for Rancho 3M. Thank you so much, my dear. I so appreciate your generosity. Thank you, Lynn. Um, let me see if there's any. Uh, hold on a second. I lost my place temporarily. Oh, thank you, Bonnie, for your sweet endorsement there. Wow. So you guys, Bonnie and Joyce, yeah, you guys ought to get together for lunch sometime. I mean, seriously, reach out to each other. I've done that with people and have been just, yeah, really, really, really blessed. And okay, found out where I am again in the chat. Um, yeah, Hannah's working on nursing classes. Hannah's already got her certification as being a nurse's aide, and so she's very well qualified for the way what she's doing and helping our mother-in-law and her grandmother, and doing a great job of it. She's very experienced. She's really great at even doing braces on legs and things like that. We've gotten a lot of practice on that. Um, all right, so let's keep it going here. Yeah, Swati says, is it just me or is the feed super choppy? I'm broadcasting from a different place, Swati, so it could be a little on the choppy side. Um, okay, good. Glad Swati got that worked out. All right. So I hope things are better. And we have cake maker, it looks like from Utah, making the Celtic throw. Ooh, cake maker. I like to do cakes too when sometimes. Okay, thank you, Hannah. She's telling me that it was a weird for a minute, but it's okay now. Thank you. And yeah, excellent. And we have Moon Rose Crafts. Hello, glad that you could join us. And Nicole says, um, she says, I guess you went into surgery and was not expected to survive. And by the grace of God, here I am. Yep, Nicole. I mean, we don't know everything, do we? Even the smartest people in the world don't know it all. They might think they do, but they don't. Excuse me again. Well, it's already 1:03. I thought I would read something to you today. And let me find my spot. I was going to read to you from probably a verse that you all know well, but Psalm 139, if I can find it. I just love this. Just looking at little Rex and looking at little William, my other grandson. Just looking at these little miracles. I just wanted to read to you, reading from the good book. This is in Psalm 130. For you formed my inward parts. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are all your works. My soul knows it very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed substance. In your book were written, every one of them, the days that were formed for me, when as yet there was none of them. How precious to me are your thoughts, O God, how vast is the sum of them. If I could count them, they are more than the sand. I awake and I am still with you. Well, I hope that encourages you all this week. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm sorry I didn't have more to show you, but next time, remember 2 weeks because I'm going to have to skip next week because I'll be in Dallas. But then after that, I'm planning to be home for a long time and we'll be able to show you lots more things. And I have some really, really fun announcements to bring you in a couple weeks. I'll probably be posting about it online as well. So definitely, stay in touch, and I wish you all the very best. Oh, thank you, Anna and Wanda and Vicky. I so appreciate you. Um, well, God bless you all. Have a fantastic week. Bye bye.